We are looking to reassemble the Wagner Power Paint Plus. This tool is in the Creative Kitchen, and we use it to paint certain things that require an airless without using a commercial airless. So it's already been disassembled. How to disassemble it will be in a separate video. This is after it's been cleaned, how to reassemble. It is very important before I start to note that each time this tool is used, it must be completely broken down the way you see here and cleaned thoroughly with warm water, dried, and then reassembled. To not do so means the next person who'd like to use it will have paint gummed up in the machine and it won't work. This is most critical here because paint can sit in the ribs here. So you'd want to get some nice water flowing, pull this if you need to, and then make sure to squeeze the end here so that you can get water and clean this out very well. This was cleaned out fairly well. You will find that paint may be on it or dried, but what's most important is everything on the inside is clean and you cannot see paint coming through, especially in the orifice here. You want to make sure all that's clean. So here we go with reassembly. The first thing is you're going to want to take, we'll call this the flow tube, and there's a filter in there. There's a pre-filter to screen any debris before it gets into the machine, and that just seats right there. You'll see it has this little pin. There is no top and bottom. It doesn't really matter which way you put it in. So we'll put it in there. And then the second thing is there are little tabs on the side, little fins. In fact, that's probably a better view. You've got one on each side, and each of those tabs seat into one of these notches. And the way this is designed is if you put it in there, it will automatically seat. Kind of snap it down. And this is requires some hand strength, and then you're just going to twist these two pieces together until this locks and seats in here. You can see there's a notch here where this tab here will seat. And then you know that there's a seal there. It's kind of hard to do. Okay, I was able to do it. So you can see it'll just seat down there. That little piece notches in. Do not use this unless this is fully seated, or when you pull the trigger, paint will ooze out from inside the gun all over the place and you'll wonder what's going on. It's because this wasn't seated. Okay, now that that's done, the next major piece is the head. And so there's a spring and a pin. And so the back of the gun has this little lip where the spring goes, and then this pin seats inside of it with the metal pin forward. Okay, and that's just going to go back and forth inside the gun. The next thing is, this is the most critical piece of the whole tool, and that's the little spring with the little paint tip. And the little shaft here goes inside just like that. And it'll just be in there, springing and kind of loosey-goosey. All right, so this right here will go into here. There we go, just like that. So that would be your finished assembly. Now it's time to put this inside the gun. And so this whole thing will slide right in. And you'll feel that little spring. That's because there's that spring back there. And to hold it tight, that's where you put this ring on. And all of this is finger tight. So if none of this assembles fairly easy with just finger tightness, then don't force it. Something's wrong. Start over. So we're just going to get that down until it stops. Tightening doesn't do anything. It just holds this assembly in there. You'll still feel that spring there. And then the nozzle, which double check that it's clean there. It's clean on the tip. This will thread on top of that. There we go. It's been a while since I've done this. And then will rotate freely. This is what determines your spray. So the spray goes parallel to these lines here. So if you want the spray to go like this, so you can spray north and south, then you do that. If you want to spray east and west, you just rotate this so your spray pattern will follow. Okay, so the gun has been assembled and you're ready to take your color cup. Make sure there's no debris. I hear something rattling around in there. And then there are these holes, 4 holes equally spaced around the rim. They line up with these 4 tabs. It's really, and it doesn't matter which 4, you just find a couple, line it up, and give it a little twist, and it'll lock right into place. And there you have assembled the Wagner paint gun. Of course, if you're painting, make sure on the back, if you're painting, put it on paint. If you're staining, rotate this and put it on stains. That's what this little trigger is for. And so you'll actually see the word paint with the arrow over to paint. And this here, the more paint you want coming out of the gun, the more you turn it to the left, right? So if you only want a little bit of paint, you can see this measuring gauge here. It lets you know the volume of flow. That's it.